We're live. Monday night, 8 minutes after 7. You got a big old Stanley there.
It's full.
Let's see if anybody jumps on. We'll get going. Setting hooks and crossing eyes. We'll play a quick video while everybody jumps on real quick. See how that goes.
Sounds good.
50.40 big fish. Here in Caruthersville, Missouri. We're here at Grizzly Jig. And like I said, we had 38 teams. Awesome event. Great weigh-in. Some big fish. We had a 75-pound big fish, 68-pound second big fish, a total weight for 138. Again, awesome time. Grizzly Jig, Caruthersville. We had a lot of things, a lot of vendors going on. It was fun being down here. Oh yeah, we're over 100, 103.51. Let's get a big round of applause. Your new first place team, 103.51. Out of Bluffs, Illinois, Steve Henderson, president of Sea Ark Boats. And John Ed, are you? You know, my Kirk's already got gloves on. That only means one thing. Oh yeah, turn around and show the crowd behind you. Look at that. We're gonna have a good bag here. Lots of things for anglers to do. We had anglers from Texas, Oklahoma, Kansas, Iowa, all over the Midwest traveling here to Caruthersville, Missouri to fish this giant Mississippi River to catch big blue cats. And we've seen a lot of flatheads today, just like we did at our last event. Show the crowd that. That's a nice flathead. Who caught all the fish today? Really? Donald, Donnie, and Charles are also, they're in the top 5 in points right now. There's a good one. Nice big live well on the Sea Ark Pro Cat 240. 3 grown men to get a big blue cat out. That's when you know we're in Caruthersville, Missouri on the Mississippi River. And they got a nice string. 0.15. Let's give a big round of applause. Hey, and again, we want to thank the sponsors for the 2023 season. We got a lot of big sponsors this year that's helping grow the sport of catfishing and helping grow Twisted Cat Outdoors. Again, the payout is crazy this year. It's 100% payout on all entries. Plus, we got a $500 Big Fish Castaway Customs bonus. So it's over 100% payout. All of it goes back to the anglers. Out of 38 teams today, it was $11,400 payout plus $500. So $11,900 total payout. Over $5,000 for first place. That's a big payout, and again, it keeps growing. And like I said, we have a $35,000 championship that's a no entry fee. So lots of things are happening, lots of things are coming. You want to be a part of it. Catfishing, we had 2 new teams today. Never fished a catfish tournament. They came here today, they loved it, they caught fish, and they want more. So it's exciting to see this sport grow. I can't wait to see what it's going to be in 5-10 years from now. 99.17, Jeff and Randy Dodd, $1,520 minus, I think it's, what is it, 160?
No, I thought that was it.
No, you gotta go to her and talk to that. No, that's, they literally bought a net during the tournament, first ever. All right, second place, Joe Hardy, Barry Wilson, they sat in the hot seats for a while, and they are hot. Obviously, you can tell the sun's right at him. But he got knocked out at the end. But it's good enough for second place, $2,534. And your first place and Big Fish team, Andy Needham, Billy, and Bobby Littleton, 138.15 total weight. Their Big Fish, 75.25. So they get a $5,066 for first place. And then the Castaway Customs, $500 Big Fish added money. That's a lot of money, a lot of hardware. Hey, You already have enough hands to shake after all this stuff. Great job. Get a few pictures and. You said you had a rough day fishing, but we're gonna go fishing anyways. And Brad wasn't gonna make it. He said no. So what changed?
Really nothing changed. We had 5 bites today. Caught 5 fish.
So 5 bites.
Yesterday I had 3 bites all day. That was it. And I didn't vote in today.
So did you bump? All 3 of you were bumping, or deep water, shallow?
40s.
So 40s. Were you marking fish, or?
Not really. We mostly fish. Got us some history.
All right. That kind of got things rolling. Talking about big fish, and like Billy said there, only got 4 bites that day. You know, Liz and I just helped run the Alton Catfish Classic this past weekend and weighed the biggest fish we've ever weighed in, which was 106.23.
$106.23. Yep.
Yeah, 106.23. Let me pull that up on the screen.
That was a big sucker.
Yeah. So there, check that thing out.
Yeah.
So 106.23. And, you know, you have to see a fish like that in person to really, understand how, it's just an absolute giant. We had a tank from Brian St. Alma that brought the 1,500 gallon tank. We had Miller Fisheries out of Lone Oak, Arkansas there to help with getting fish back to the water. And honestly, the biggest crowd I've ever seen in a tournament, spectator crowd. They were there at 2:30, and the boats didn't have to quit fishing until 3:30. So just a couple pictures. That's the 3 of them in the hot seat, smiling because they knew they had a pretty good bag to beat. And that's $20,000 first place, $1,500 big fish. So $21,500. That's a heck of a win in a 100 boat tournament. Another pick straight on. What did you think when that fish was brought in? Did you think it was going to be 100?
I thought it was going to be up there near 100, maybe in the high 90s.
Yeah, you know, you see a lot of fish. The way that fish, like I said, it was just so thick, and the tail, you know, it was just a true giant. So that was cool. So we had a 100 boat tournament in Alton, Illinois. A lot of things logistically to put together, from captain's dinner to takeoff to the ramp situation with low water. But it all came together. The weather was great. The weigh-in was awesome. How many boats did we weigh?
We weighed 38.
38 teams out of 100. Was it 99 that actually fished, or 100?
All 100 fish.
So 100 teams.
Mm-hmm.
38. So not a lot of people, but, you know, I think some heavy weights started right off the bat. From the second boat was 121 pounds. I think there were some people talking about this big fish. So I think there were some people that had the 40 to 60 pounds that threw back, which, you know, we always say, if you want to come through the weigh-in line and you even don't have a fish, but you want to come through, we'll, you know, say your name, where you're from, talk to you a little bit on the mic. We always have an extra mic to talk. So we had Nooner Hall get on the mic a little bit. The boys, father-son team from Haytime, Missouri, the Boot Hill. We call them the Boot Hill team. The crowd loved that. Like I said, the crowd was awesome. Like, you know, an actual true spectator crowd where they were there to watch, and having that tank. It was 1,500 gallons. The fire department came on Friday, filled it up. We treated the water, had oxygen, had Miller Fisheries come. They also helped with Vicksburg, Caruthersville, So once the anglers weighed their fish, we put a few big ones in the tank that were extremely healthy, and then the rest went in their tank, and we transport them back to the river. So everything went really well. I think the best year we've had for the Alton Catfish Classic. So it's always fun to be a part of it and help run that event. It's not necessarily a Twisted Cat event. We're just there to help. And it was fun. Everybody got a cool jersey, and I think the whole event was fun. You got anything to add to that?
We had 5 boats weigh over 100 pounds.
5 way over 100.
5 of those 38 were over 100. And then, like you said, the first big fish was 106.23, and then second big fish that paid 500 was 72.73.
Yeah. So a big weigh-in. So a $50,000 pot and over $52,000 paid out. Had a Calcutta, had a big fish 50-50 that we might start doing thanks to Phil Brown, which it's just a 50-50, $50, and 50% of the pot goes to the big fish in that pot, and then 50% goes to a random winner. So that was pretty cool.
Yeah, I think the guys really liked that. That was fun.
Yeah, so thanks Phil Brown for that. Also, Phil Brown donated some of his Easy Clips and some Big Cat Fever rods for the youth. And Phil's on here. We'll be sharing. We've been putting pictures on throughout the day with Alton Classic, and you'll see a lot of youth that got rods in the crowd. So that was really cool. A lot of giveaways, cash giveaways to spectators. Awesome way, and everything worked really well. There's a band, carnival. The Viking cruise ship was next to us, which looked pretty cool, just right off the stage. Cole said he broke down, did a river repair, still had a great time. And that's crazy. It's, we've had anglers get stuck in the locks. I mean, when it comes to tournament fishing, there's always so many things that you have to think about. You always hear, well, I would have had third place. I would have had first or fifth or whatever. But, it's not just about catching those fish. It's about everything on your boat working well, from your engine to your live well. If you got a trailer, your truck, every little thing has to go right. And that's, obviously these guys did it. And what was their total weight? They had the 106.23, and then their total weight was 151.
151.27 was their total weight.
Yeah, that's a big weight. So then each year there's a traveling plaque that stays in the city of Alton that you get your. It goes on a little thing on the trophy. So Jeremy Ransom's on there from year 1. Hunter Jones, Chris Stout. So it's pretty cool to be a part of that and watch it grow. And then, the sponsors were big, just like what we have with Twisted Cat. 500 jerseys were given out. The sponsors are plastered on the back of that. So overall, a great weekend.
Yeah.
Thanks, Phil. So yeah, no, it was fun, and like I said, it's been busy the last few weeks, traveling, tournaments here or there. Tell them what we get to do, which you're actually sitting in the driver's seat right now. The 2.0 just got sea-decked, and just if you can see the flush mount Garmin, and then we just put a side Garmin on it that we're going to actually finish wiring tonight, and we are heading to Memphis on Wednesday morning to go fish MRM, and we're looking to hopefully go live on Saturday during the event with Brian St. Alma and Coy Sneed, and kind of have some fun camaraderie back and forth on live as we're fishing, kind of see what that looks like. So excited about that. Probably your first big tournament you fished, 100 boat wise.
Yeah.
You get to be on the other side of it, like me.
Yeah, that'll be different. I'll feel like I'm forgetting something, wanting to run, do something.
Yeah, it'll be more relaxed for sure. You know what I mean? We just get to go fishing. It'll be fun and competitive. Cindy said don't unload in Memphis on Wednesday. I think I haven't talked to George today, but I know they're working on Memphis. I think they're working on Helena too. So when we get down there Wednesday, we'll kind of see how things look. As a tournament director for the last 10 years, everything falls back. Every question, answer, it all falls back to doing the right thing, making sure the anglers have a good time, safe time, fun. And it's tough. I mean, this is an event that we just did in Alton. There was a lot of things, obstacles from boat ramps, parking, logistics, and a lot of things that you don't think about when you're on the other side. And especially with us going Wednesday, we kind of don't think about, where the captain's meeting is, where the weighing at, all that stuff. But especially with the low water down there, they got a lot of things to work on. And I know George lost his mother this week, so he's got a lot on his plate. And we obviously reached out if there's anything that we can do to help him. We're always there, to help our fellow tournament directors, anglers, especially it's a rough week for George. So definitely want to keep him in our prayers this week. When the fish aren't biting, Alex knows what to do. I'm not 100% sure what that means, but what's up, Rusty? What's up, Aaron? Yeah, thanks, Cole. And Cole's kind of new into the tournament side of things. He fished Jack and Jill.
Jack and Jill with the family, yeah.
Yep, and had a fun time. And actually, what's unique about these anglers is we have a couple from Rockford, Illinois, Christy and Gilbert. And they had a rough go because they put in and needed to get pulled out with their SUV in Canton because of the mud. And Cole took his time to help pull him out with his truck. Yeah, those are the little things that really help. And like I said, help grow the sport. So Cole, big shout out, for helping Gilbert and Christy. Rusty, you haven't missed much. We just we played our Crothersville video. We talked a little bit about the Alton Classic. The 4th annual showed that big giant 106.23. Other than that, and just kind of talking about Liz and I are going to go down in Charles Bird's Nest or Big Cat, where you want to call him. Blair is going to jump in the boat with us probably Wednesday, Thursday, and we're going to go down and have some fun for a couple of days and relax. I feel like we've been putting on tournaments every weekend for a year just because it's been nonstop. But we're really excited about that. But, real quick on the 106, a lot of us were talking this weekend about big fish, and you had the tournament in Vicksburg. It was 50 boats and an awesome fishery, great fish were caught. But if you think about all the big 100-pound plus fish caught, what it seems like they come out of the Midwest, they come out of that Alton area, whether it's the Missouri River that dumps in right below Alton, the Mississippi, the Illinois, all that right there. If you look at a lot of anglers, some of them caught multiple 100-pounders. Justin Wolf, we weighed September of 2016. He had 103. So, I mean, there's the 200-pounders that we've weighed with Twisted Cat have been caught in September in the Alton, Illinois area, which is awesome. Not knocking anywhere else in the country, but Anthony Maggart's caught multiple fish over 100. Some of the biggest weigh-ins and 3 fish in September have came there, so it's pretty unique. And we've had some great weigh-ins in March, but it's just a unique fishery because you have, I think, all those waters coming together. Scott, we're not saying where. Did Scott weigh this weekend?
Did he what?
Did Scott and Jake weigh? I can't remember.
No.
Scott, what happened this weekend? We heard you were sore lipping them. Scott, sore lipping.
What was the big fish last year? I mean, it wasn't 100.
I think it was in the 70s.
70s. I'd like to kind of put those together sometime, like since it's around the same time, and how many boats weighed this year compared last year, and put it together, you know.
Yeah, because I know the very first year was a rough weigh-in, but it's kind of changed.
Yeah.
Jake and Scott both said negative. Cole said, we're not bad at fishing. The fish just suck at eating our bait.
Whatever. Or whatever.
I hope that that's not our problem this weekend.
I hope not.
I think in that back seat there right behind you, I think if we can just strap Charlie down.
It says the total weight of the 38 boats was 2,241.65 pounds.
Yeah.
That's still a lot of weight we dealt with.
So Kevin, I think only on 70 pounders, actually, I can pull that up in just 1 second. Or do you have that up?
I have it up. So we weighed a 71.94, a 72, and the 106. And then the one below that is a 65er. So we just had the 71, 72, and 106 pound fish.
Yeah, so really not, I mean, a lot of big fish, obviously. And we always talk about, you look at some of these fish, especially in the pictures, you can make a fish. Well, Tom makes all the fish look great. So a big shout out to Tom. Tom and Shauna that did photos this weekend. I think we just posted 19th. Well, everyone's all the photos that we took will be posted eventually. We're continuing to get them posted, helping on the Catfish Classic page. But he did good. But, a lot of those fish, there was a lot of 60 pounders that are big fish. But I think, on social media, you see somebody catch a nice 30 or 40, and I'm not sure how they weigh it. But maybe they say that that's a 60. And I think overall you see a lot of fish on social media that are not as big as they claim to be. And not that we're knocking anyone, but, it's tough, especially taking a picture by yourself or with the camera and stuff. But
well, before that 106 got pulled out, all three of those guys were all three down the live well trying to get it out of the boat. And we didn't know what was going on. And then all of a sudden, they had that held up, and yeah, that was a big, big fish.
Yeah, Phil, you make an 80-pound look like a 20-pounder. So Rusty, that's a good one. He said you should rent cots the night prior. So anybody that fished this Alton Classic and the last one, I mean, give me your thoughts on the morning. I think went really well as we continue to go down throughout the night, which is a lot of work and rough. For the next morning, I think I'm still trying to catch up on my fleet, but I think it was a smooth takeoff. And the goal is every year and every event we try to continue to make it better and better for everyone.
Jake said, or a breakfast truck, and that's exactly what we were talking about out there that morning. I guarantee guys would have a plate or two before they went out on the water.
Yeah, so funny story, Jake. No, Joe didn't. So Joe was in the first line, Joe Lunsford, and the second line went, and then finally the guy behind him in that first line had to wake him up. But Joe was beat. I talked to Joe, and Joe said, I'll never do that again. He's like, it's not worth it. And, talking to the Massengales years ago, they said they would rather get a good night's rest at a hotel and start an hour late just to be 100% on their game than trying to sleep in the truck or stay up all night. And there's a lot of truth to that. There really is.
I think that's the most boats we've had in the parking lot.
Yeah, Mike, and everyone's a different animal, and you definitely are, Mike. So I don't think Mike sleeps the entire weekend. Oh my, Jake, you never went to that. I'm telling you, do you really think that it's better not sleeping that night? Do you think that you would have felt and done better if you would have got a good night's rest? Because we had all the boats out of that parking lot, I bet, in 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Easily.
Yeah, they were out pretty quick this time.
need to close the road somehow at the weigh-in, and we're trying to do that. It's the problem is they're just not a huge fan of closing that road down because there's so much stuff going on. Yeah, he told Christine that there's 20 boats in line. Yeah, that's crazy. Thanks, Joe. Rusty said that's the first and last time doing that. Kevin said, impressive to see those fish in that big tank in front of the spectators. Yeah, so Rhett and I got to clean that out actually yesterday. It's still finishing up drying. And a huge thanks to Brian for letting us, borrow that tank. And then I would have made whoever borrowed it take it home and clean it too. But it actually folds up really nice, and we're cleaning it, so we'll have it stored here whenever he needs it. But it worked out well. We got Wade Kaminsky helped me buy a big oxygen diffuser stone last year, and that stone was awesome. We talked to the 2 fish guys that came from Arkansas, and they kind of explained the pH and tested the water, and those guys were great. We actually got to go to dinner with them Saturday night after the weigh-in. Those guys were, they got in that tank to get those fish out. I seen them put the fish back. Just great guys. They did awesome. So we took them out to dinner and chatted with them a little bit, and they kind of explained that they do some work for Bill Dance. That's kind of how I got their number through George and Bill, and they've done 2 events now for us and really help, I think, fish care wise, and help get the fish back safely. So yeah, Nick said all the kids checking out the big fish in the tank, having the time of their lives. They were, and that big fish, I think, was the one that puked up an absolute giant chunk of bait. And it was probably actually a whole fish it had ate. But, there was a lot of giant scales in there, and just awesome. It's fun to start to learn about that, and had that talk with Jim a few weeks ago. Our goal is to get the state of Illinois, and hopefully Jim Lamer can help us with that, but to inject some transmitters that really show like the fish travel. So, from Cape to the far north of the Mississippi River, as those fish are migrating and they have those transmitters in them, each part of the Mississippi that there's a location that can track that signal in every dam, it will tell you the water column that they're in, how high, time of day, all that stuff. So that'd be some really cool stuff to learn, about that. Ever thought about donating the fish to food pantries or Catholic charity? A lot of them fish will be floating belly up by the dam this week. Nathan, you have to explain more on why you think that. Yeah, Phil, the captain's meeting location was awesome. It really was. 100%.
It was a fun place.
Yeah, parking sucked at the not a lot of room for trailers. Probably, I think you're talking about the captain's meeting. But yeah, having the food trucks, they had their own little bar there. At the flock, that was fun. Jason Mitchell, who's the woman? You gonna tell him who you are?
Liz.
I'm not sure I know who Jason Mitchell is. Maybe he's related to Mike Mitchell. Jason, are you related to Mike? You better ask him who Jason Mitchell is first. Did Jason come through the weigh-in this weekend?
I see him.
JT, do you remember Carter? We live here and see it every year. I absolutely love fishing and plan on taking part in your tournament next year, but some of the big ones don't make it after 3 or 4 days. We see them every year floating around the dam area about a mile from the arena. Hey, if you see those fish floating, please do take videos and pictures and send those directly to me. I'd love to see that. You know, we've done a lot of tagging, a lot of research with biologists during our weigh-ins, and that's not what we're seeing. So Nathan, I'll reach out to you after this. I'd love to kind of hear your thoughts and see some pictures of 3 or 4 days of the fish floating by the dam. Because I have not heard of that. That news to me. But we would love to have you part of it. And like I said, in any way you want to contribute and help too, we'd love to have you fish or anything. But yeah, we have not seen the fish floating upside down by the dam. Rusty, there are probably could be carp, but probably a lot of carp floating upside down. Rusty, that's good.
I forgot to download his waypoints.
Yeah, the fish care has improved exceptionally the last. We've been doing this now. 10 years?
Always learning things. Always.
I'll tell you what. It's the anglers have gone above and beyond and really learned a lot about fish care. You can watch them pull those fish out. It's been exceptional.
Yeah.
Yeah, Wally missed the lock and got the old DQ. You know, Wally, we've been meaning to get a red flag like the NFL where I have it have like a little belt loop, and then when you pulled up, I'm gonna throw it up in the air.
But that was awesome. Y'all came through the weigh-in and weighed fish and talked about it, and that was awesome.
Yeah. Rusty will be a bit faster, he said, next year. He just got a new Sea Ark Dynasty 2.0.
Yeah.
But you know, back to that. What were we talking about? Rusty got me off subject. Oh, missed the lock. You know, there's nothing worse than having to disqualify an angler. Amanda's on here. And we do it a lot. You know what I mean? And it's something we don't want to do, but it's something that, you know, if it has to be done. There were 2 teams this weekend that got disqualified for 2 different reasons, you know, and it just is what it is. And, you know, but it's a fun, fair event, and we do our best and have a lot of people. There's a lot of people helping this weekend. A lot of logistics go on in each event, whether it's a 25 boat tournament, a 100 boat tournament. You know, we got the Sea Ark event this year, 200 boats. So a lot of different things, whether it's, you know, the captain's dinner, takeoff, all that stuff. Yeah, you guys have fun, and we still weigh your fish. Like I said, if you want to come through the weighing line and you ain't got no fish, come on through. So JT, are you having a lake in the winter tournament? Are you having a lake in the winter tournament? We're going to Lake of the Ozarks December 30th. We just announced it. We'll have details very, very soon about it. Amanda says she's asking all of you, where is your bucket list to fish at? So I'm going to start off and say, I was going to say Vicksburg, but I've kind of fished there already. So I'm going to say Venice is my bucket list. Venice for sure. What about you?
I don't know. I mean, there's a lot of, just our tournaments that I want to fish, but we have to set up.
Rusty said my wife will be fishing her first tournament December 30th. But so we'll give you a little bit of a hint. Well, we got to book the hotel first. So no, we can't.
You're
I
digging
can't
in
give you a
my
hint of where it's
gear.
going to be at. So give us a couple of days, and then we'll give you a hint of where it's going to be. But yeah, I can't tell you right now. Ooh, Goliath Grouper down south. That's a good one, Scott. Anybody else on what's your bucket list fish place to fish at? Goliath Grouper, definitely. Ooh, that'd be rough, Cole. Yeah, so James River, that's a good one. So awesome people. We're gonna put this that boat Liz is sitting in right there. We're gonna put it to work this weekend. So things coming up. We talked about Alton. We just had Jack and Jill. Jack and Jill was 29 teams. It wasn't a points event, but it was fun. Joe Ludke won. Joe and Katie won that tournament. Thanks, Michael. We really appreciate that.
Thank you.
But our next event is going to be a fun event, and it's Keystone Lake, Tulsa, Oklahoma, and things are getting down to the wire on that. So Keystone, we're looking at the Osage Casino and Resort cheap rates. I think they're $84 to $91 a night. We'll have that posted hopefully tomorrow and done. And then the weigh-in and takeoff will be similar. We're trying to have the weigh-in at the casino inside. If that doesn't happen, we'll probably have it around Keystone, somewhere at one of the ramps. We hope to grow that as we continue to kind of build out west. But that tournament is going to change a lot of points. And then we go to New Madrid the week after. And then after New Madrid, it's put the points together. And then October 28th, Lake Ouachita is going to be an event you do not want to miss. Well, you will miss it if you don't get in, but we're going to have a fun time. It's going to be a close-knit event. We'll all be at one resort. The weigh-in will be awesome. Awesome.
Yeah, I'm ready for that.
Really pumped about that. That's going to be a fun event. So we'll have a lot of stuff about those next three events, and then we're still determining on how Lake of the Ozarks December 30th will play out. If it'll be a points, if it'll be the start of the season. Obviously, we know we're going to Lake of the Ozarks December 30th. I turned the light on. We're going to Grand Lake in Grove, Oklahoma, the first weekend of February. We're looking at Alton, Illinois, the first weekend of March. September 19th. September 21st.
Yes.
September 21st, Burlington, Iowa. August 3rd, Muscatine, Iowa. So we still got a few finishing touches, but it's going to be awesome. JT, hopefully this week we'll have that all announced. Everything about Keystone. It's a brand new event, and there's a lot of logistic stuff that we're putting together from the host hotel to the weigh-in, but most likely it really will be any of the ramps, but we'll still have to check in. So we'll probably have a certain check-in, and then you can kind of go from there. Yeah, because we stayed at the casino about a month ago. The casino is very nice. It's got some restaurants. It's got a nice big pool outside. I don't know what the weather will be like then. Very nice parking lot that has you swipe your hotel key, big gate opens up, all lit up, real nice.
Plenty of parking back there.
Yeah, and like I said, it's one of those fisheries, and a funny story is that our two fish haulers from Arkansas, they have boats on Ouachita, and they're like bass and crappie fishermen and striper. So, Rusty, you must know something about. You must be talking to somebody because there's a possibility you might go to Texas next year. But yeah, so the Twisted Cat series, obviously, as you all know, is growing. You know, this year was the first year we went 100% payout. So 100% of the angler entry gets paid back out, plus a big fish of $500 on top of that from Castaway Customs. That's a big deal. That was a tough decision to make, but we made it, and we had some great sponsors this year. And then on top of that, the championship doesn't cost the angler nothing. It doesn't. Everything's 100%, and the championship's $35,000. So that'll be paid out in a percentage plus prizes. The 35 grand. To give you an idea what 35 grand compares to, if we sell out a 75 boat tournament, it's a $22,500 payout at a 75 boat $300 entry tournament. This is $35,000. Alton was a $500 entry tournament, 100 teams, 50,000. So just 15,000 short of the Alton Classic payout, to give you somewhat of an idea. And it's a invite only, no entry. So really, really excited about that. Sounds like it's raining outside.
I know. I just started hearing it too.
And the trailer door's open, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
You want to do rock, paper, scissors?
I'm closer.
Hold up.
Yeah. Ready?
Ready?
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. You got to put it up here. Yeah.
Oh, you didn't see it? You could see it on this other camera. I had paper.
Rock,
Hold
paper.
on. Ready?
Rock,
paper,
scissors.
Go.
One more time.
Really? Okay, ready?
It's already wet out there, so rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Rock. Be right back.
All right. I don't mind the $300 entry as long as the tournaments aren't every week. It gets expensive and doesn't leave much time for us that work to pre-fish. You ain't a kidding. I think, which usually we show up on Friday, but this one we're going to leave Wednesday. We'll probably get there Thursday, but just a small shower, Tom says. Yeah, Rusty, it'll probably be about one a month. You know what I mean? And with this, we went last year almost. You had to fish 80% to really make it, and it was kind of more of a easy to get in. I think now, Cole. So you took. I think we had 10 events this year, and you took the best 4. So you could really get rid of 4 events, which is a good deal. You didn't have to fish them all. He said, man, I'm glad the tournaments run smoother than the rock, paper, scissors does. Ouch. Ouch. Yeah, one a month is perfect. I had to semi-retire. So obviously you already kind of know what we're looking at. December, we'll just say January, December 30th, Lake of the Ozarks. February, Grand Lake. March, Alton, Illinois. April, May, June, July. Haven't said anything yet. August, Muscatine. September, Burlington. October, November. We got some cool things coming this year. Looking to do the same entry fee, but and the good thing, this year for 2023, we didn't have events, rules, payout, any of that stuff. We had none of that out for this until almost end of February before our first tournament. So now we're going to have the whole schedule out. It's almost done. We're going to start getting that schedule out like we released Lake of the Ozarks. So by October, you'll know everything. You'll probably, hopefully, the goal is you can start registering for events really soon. So Cole just said something. He said, man, I'm glad the tournaments run smoother than rock, paper, scissors.
Me too.
Was it really bad out there?
No, it was just sprinkling. It wasn't bad.
What else did we leave outside?
I had someone join me though.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's seen me. Yeah.
Stays dry. Jeremy Coe, Monday nights we do live feed. Come on. Killing me. So Joe, peaking again next year. Yeah, we're looking at peaking. Alton in early May would be awesome too. Yeah, a lot of those determine on. There's a lot of other things that we're a part of. Besides Twisted Cat, just like we have the middle of April, we have the Sea Arc Owners Tournament, which is a fun event that we help run that event, help do a lot of things there. We have the Sea Arc Poker Run that we do in June. That's in Pool 26 in the Alton Pool. We help with Fishing for Freedom. We're on the board at Fishing for. Yeah, Charles might get left at home now. Fishing for Freedom, we have that first weekend of June every year. That's a big event. We hope you're part of. 200 plus boats, 300 plus veterans. That's a really good event. The lights in y'all's garage are brighter than my future. Are all the lights on?
No, only half of them.
Oh my. Yeah, Fishing for Freedom has been an awesome event to be a part of. Like I said, there's a lot of events. So when we post our schedule, we'll also post like other events that we're a part of, helping with the Alton Catfish Classic, Fishing for Freedom, Sea Arc Owners Catfish, maybe a Sea Arc Owners Crappie, Sea Arc Owners Poker Run, Fishing for Freedom, and a couple other little events too. Bluff City Outdoors in the house. Hey, Mark, what's going on? Poker Run was a blast. He will be there every year.
Yeah, if y'all haven't been to the Sea Arc Poker Run, it's definitely something you don't want to miss. It's always fun. Fishing for Freedom, that's always a good time.
Yeah, Cole, you're so close to being allowed in that. It's not even funny. You just got to rip them decals off of there. Cole, so being kind of your first year, like chasing kind of some of the bigger events, like what is your thoughts? Are you getting into them? Whether you struggled or not, I mean, it seems like you're having fun. We really enjoyed having your family at the Jack and Jill in Canton. Just kind of seeing what your thoughts are. Would love to have you on the show some Monday night and talk about that too. Because we got to meet the whole family, the whole crew. Jack and Jill's fun because it's a lot of kids, and everybody has a lot of fun. Some kids are like bright-eyed. You take Nate Blint's daughter, and she is fired up. You know what I mean?
I was gonna say, you always have the three types. They're either sleeping, they woke up and they're just not, might be a little grouchy looking. They're not quite ready. They're ready to go catch fish. Or Lily Blint, ready to go.
Yeah, no, Lily's been a blast.
Yeah.
She was mad she didn't get to go to the Alton Classic.
Yeah, she was.
He said, I only catch fish when there isn't money involved, but I seriously enjoy the tournaments and competition, and keeping the family involved is a big deal for me. So the Jack and Jill tournament is what made me finally pull the trigger and start doing it. Well, that's good. Like I said, it's, even the Alton Catfish Classic, it being a $500 entry, yeah, you get some stuff, you get some shirts and some stuff like that, but it's still fun to be around everybody. You get to meet a lot of people in the industry, from Phil Brown from Des Moines, Iowa, and become friends with him, or, Brian from Texas. So there's people from all over the country you become friends with, maybe get to go fish with and communicate with. And, once you're kind of in that world, you're in there, and it's unique and fun to be a part of. Should probably work during the tournament, Rusty. Yeah, so I'm really excited. Like I said, every tournament we try to make where it's not just a tournament series, it's more of each event is its own deal. And Lake of the Ozarks was always fun in the past. Some of our biggest numbers And like I said, I think that could start the 2024 season. Where we're having it, though, you couldn't pick a better spot. Robbins is awesome, and some will still stay at Robbins, but we're looking at just another spot that's going to be extremely unique. Oddly enough, I met you at the family fishing event, and had it not been for that, I likely wouldn't have even known about all the Twisted Cat tournaments. So Cole's talking about that's another event that we got to work around, and that's in June, the weekend after Fishing for Freedom. That's the kids fishing rodeo in Grafton, which is the biggest kids youth deal and longest running for like almost 40 years. So we take the boat down, me and Rhett go usually, and spend the night at Pier Marquette and talk fishing, and it's an all day deal. And so that's, it's all about kind of that getting together. Never Lost Anchors in the house. The Place of Cabins. Yeah, that was Robbins, Rusty. So Cole, I'm glad I got to meet you there and talk about catfishing, and hopefully one of these days we get to go out. Obviously, I'd love to fish every day if I could, but Rhett's in football and soccer, basketball, baseball. What's he not in?
He's in all the sports.
Aaron's another one that kind of just got involved and has really hit it hard. And it's been great meeting a lot of new people this last year, too, and watching the sport grow. A lot of younger. I remember, we talked the other night with those two guys from Arkansas, the fish haulers, about how unique it is from the first tournament that I put on. I think you stayed at home that weekend for whatever reason. I took a notebook, that's the tote, and a bathroom scale to Columbia Bottoms, and I think we had 46 boats. I was completely by myself, wrote everybody down by hand on an old spiral notebook. They came and waited. I'll never forget because Nice won the tournament, and I got their fish out of their live well. I think I maybe took pictures of my cell phone, put it down, grabbed their fish, put it in the scale, weighed it, wrote their fish down, got their other two, put it in, wrote their fish down, and then they carried the fish back. But I was beat after that event. So to think of, from that to where it is now, and it's crazy. I mean, the sport's really grown. But back then, I was one of the youngest in the sport. And now you're starting to see a lot of younger anglers get involved. It's hard to catch fish when you're sick and sleeping. Yeah, some of you guys look rough. Oh, Rusty. So, yeah, we've got Tulsa coming up. That's going to be fun. They just had an event in Keystone this past weekend, a mystery tournament, and they had some nice fish. I think first place is over 100 pounds, so I think we're going to see some really good weights. JT, if you're on here, I think you agree with that. Smell rough too. Oh, I bet. And then New Madrid. I mean, that's another tournament that is just so fun. Been going on for so many years. Ken Freeman used to do that event when he passed away. We took that over and it's their city festival in New Madrid, and that's a really, really fun event. What do you think of New Madrid, Rusty? Really fun event. Like I said, the crowd, the town people really come down. You can really bring your family to it. Thanks, Aaron. Yeah, there's a lot of things that come together, and we have a lot of great people behind the scenes that you don't see a lot. Liz is one of them.
Thanks, Aaron.
JT said he didn't fish it, but it took 108 to win Keystone. So that's 2 overs. That's 5 fish, JT, just to confirm. You can have 2 over 30, 3 under for a total of 5. Are you guys going to be back in Alton for the fall brawl? My understanding is we're all going to dress up in fishing jerseys and fist fight at the amphitheater parking lot. I don't know. I think every weekend we have something until November.
Yeah.
Probably the middle of November, we're going every weekend. But yeah, so 108 at Keystone. How cool is that? I think we got 13 boats registered. We're going to have a lot more show up. I know we got some Texas anglers, and a lot of the anglers right now that are doing in the top 50. You got to watch it for the Western, the JT Rays, the Brian, the Coy, some of those anglers out there. Chris White, even. There's some guys that they're one event away with a finish to really jump up. They might already have 2 or 3 solid, finishes. So it's going to get really interesting. Plus, New Madrid is going to really top it off. And right now, Mike Keel team, what's the team name?
Keel it.
Keel it. I think that's going to stick.
Yeah.
They're really he's 9 points ahead of Jason Hamilton. So I love it. I can't wait to see how that plays out. And then once the top 50 get invited to the championship to win the points to get crowned. I had to get that big trophy out. To get the big trophy, it's the point that championship cost too. So Cole said, "What's your favorite tournament on the circuit?" I think he's asking us. I don't know. That is a really hard question because everyone's so different.
Well, I think we didn't talk about that earlier, but we try and make every tournament its own thing. There's something special about each tournament. Like New Madrid has their Street Fest and just, I don't know, every tournament's so different, even though ran the same, but different things going on. And
well, I think you even look at Muscatine. I mean, Muscatine, they had a local brewery make a Twisted Cat Outdoors beer. I mean, every year they want to do a Twisted Cat special edition beer. The bags thing, that was Brian St. Elmo. We're talking about it one night and having dinner. And we, how we always talk for hours during these tournaments. So he brought that up and I thought, that sounds kind of cool. So we ran with it and it's kind of been fun. Giving a free entry to an upcoming event. So a $300 entry, and all you got to do is throw a bag. So little things like that. We don't make the meetings mandatory because I know some people are getting off work and we don't want to force that, but we want to make them fun where you want to be a part of them. And you want to be there to listen to the rules also. I mean, again, most of the anglers that we've disqualified, which has been a lot this year for some reason, is because they either weren't at the meeting Friday night or they were and they weren't paying attention. Do you agree with that?
yeah.
And it's tough. There's nothing worth.
Yeah.
Nothing worth. But yeah, so back to your question, Cole, I think, you got the Muscatine event. You have, New Madrid, Alton, Jefferson Hills. I mean, every one of them is their own deal. And I think, from how you fish it, even Fort Madison. Fort Madison's fun because you have the host hotel right next to the Eagles. The Eagles cooks food, for us that night. They got these great big tenderloins. We do a Calcutta that's $4 or $5 grand, pretty easy. And everybody hangs out there and it's fun. And then the fishing's Channel Cat. It's spring. It's good. It's a good bite. Shad guts usually mid 60s in the boats. Great weights. This year was a record. I think 4 boats over 50 pounds. It's crazy. And then Muscatine, we were kind of hesitant. We wanted to go there. The city was great working with us, working with Rebecca and them. And the fishery, I'm going to say when it comes to the fishery, Muscatine number 1 all day long. Over 50 boats. 2 boats, I think, in the entire field didn't weigh fish.
Yeah, I think it was 50 out of 53 boats.
Yeah.
It was crazy. And even the spectators there, we had.
Oh, they were awesome too.
Yeah.
And
it was
Rusty,
really cool to see all the boats lined up.
Yeah, and that video was good. And Rusty, we'll play that video at the end of the thing tonight. Rusty, I know you talked about not wanting to go to Muscatine, but I'm telling you, man, the flatheads, big fish was 42, 44 pounds, flathead. We had several in the 20s. 20 boats had a big fish of 10 pounds or bigger. 20. You had anglers dragging. You had dragging the channel, back bouncing, drifting, anchored, everything. I mean, literally everybody was doing something different. And everybody had a blast. The night before was a blast. The hotel's right there. So many things going on. It was really fun.
Yeah. 73.731 Muscatine.
Yeah, 73.73 in a Channel Cat Flathead tournament. So really, overall, we've had some really great weights this year. Yeah, Muscatine's fun. Like I said, we're shooting for that kind of 1 a month deal where it kind of works out for everyone. And, with fuel going up and everything costing, a lot, it's still been great turnouts. And we've been having a lot of events, especially the special things that we're doing too. We can't wait to see you in that boat, Rusty. Yeah, Aaron said he had a great time in Muscatine also. So Liz, you're gonna kind of get the first experience of. You always kind of wonder how people can hang out until midnight in the parking lot or doing the dock. And I talked about it with Jason Hamilton on the phone today, the dock talk. And it's tough because like you guys that did it this past weekend, you spent hours in the parking lot just talking. And I think it's still better to get a good night's sleep. She's not looking at sonar, is she?
No, she's just checking it out. She knows it's new. Checking it out, huh?
She'll end up in a kennel.
Cole says he's ran 4 tournaments total and has a combined weight of 0. But I feel like you got to start somewhere.
That's a solid average. That's a solid average. Yeah, chatting with other anglers is the best part. The parking lot conversations are great until about 10 p.m. Yeah. After 10, it just, you start, especially if you've been up for a day or two, it gets rough on you. Cole, it can only go up from there.
Yeah.
Cole, to give you an idea, my first big tournament, right when I got in, I got in hardcore, was Monsters on the Ohio Aaron Wheatley tournament. It was 200 boats, I think, that year. I want to say it was 2013 because I had just got a Sea Arc Easy 200. Went down there, met Chris Wallace, and literally the both of us were sleeping on the front couches by 9:30. Like we were passed out. We stayed up late talking with everybody in the parking lot like everybody does. And we were just tired. We didn't get a bite that first 2 hours. And we were just like, so we're sleeping. Like I had a rough couple years until I caught some fish and kind of put some things together. But, going to the tournaments and learning, obviously sleeping was not a good thing to do. But, if I was fishing sand or I was fishing this or that, you learn, well, what was Jake Nally doing? What was Rusty Moorfield doing? Well, they were fishing rock and they did really well. You take Dalton Classic this past weekend, what anglers did good? What were they doing? Was it the bait? Was it their presentation? Was it their tactics? You learn a lot and you start putting things together. A lot of anglers are starting to keep notebooks and, writing the barometric pressure down, the water temp, everything. Any word on the top 3 teams at Dalton Classic? No, working on that. We're going to try to have some of them on and kind of talk about how they did. We had our first DQ Saturday, but we still had fun. Should have been 10th, but that's the chance you take when you lock during a tournament. 100%. And we'd like, just like what we talked about. How did they know to go to Washington, Missouri? I don't know what that means. You need another Ohio tournament, Cairo or east of that. Yeah, looking at something down there too. And then probably going back to Jeffersonville is fun. So yeah, the tournament stuff has really made me a better angler. You know, we'll go this weekend and put a game plan together, and yeah, Jefferson was a blast. Jeffersonville really puts out for fish too. You like it's you have people that drag and bump and drift and anchor and a lot of different techniques. That was cool about Muscatine. You know, when you think channel cat and flathead, you think a lot of people are going to anchor up. I mean, we went up there a week or two before and caught a gar and a perch.
Yeah. So we'll have to go up there sometime and catch something other than that.
Well, I'm gonna get a hold of Dylan Lawson and he can get in some of his waypoints. Never lost. Have some. Yeah, you guys were great help in Jeffersonville this year, and we weighed some, like I said, big fish in Jeffersonville. Nick Wyckoff caught his personal best with his shoes on, right? Yep.
Yeah.
Which one did he lose? Pekin. Nick's shoes got. We still don't know where his shoes are, so he became
Lost.
Team No Shoes. So some of you this past weekend realized or noticed you had little comments, or what do you call those?
I just jotted down some notes on them. I mean, I did all 100 sheets, and I think we were up to like 2 a.m. and we had to be up at 3, so we just went all out.
Yeah, so after we get everybody completely confirmed the night before, after the meeting, Liz writes everybody's name down. So in the morning when you come through, we confirm it. If you still register, she writes it down, and that weigh-in sheet that you get has your name. And then we urge you to put more info. The more info you put on those sheets, the more info I'm trying to get good at like where you're from and your favorite food and all that stuff. But the more you put on, the more I can talk about. And some of you are starting to get pretty good at that. Somebody the other day had 2, like number of fish, 2, the third one got away or something like that. Yeah, Cole caught a cold, if that counts. Yeah, so Tulsa we got coming up, New Madrid, and then Lake Ouachita again. It's going to be super, super unique. We're going to see if some people catch some big fish there, but it's going to be the same for everybody. A brand new body of water. They're pretty pumped about that. Rusty long walks on the beach, eats crowns, and loves to play hide and seek. Oh, Rusty. So yeah, this weekend we're going to be doing some bumping. And like I said, I think we're going to be live. I think Glenn with the ACA is going to run a show on StreamYard like we are doing now. We'll have a couple cameras, probably 2 cameras in our boat, 2 cameras in Brian's boat, the Dragon Masters, and then maybe Roy Harkness will have some cameras. So he's going to be able to go back and forth on camera views. We're going to be talking some back and forth, some betting and stuff, and having fun at the Mississippi River Monsters out of Memphis. We've got to find a spot to put in, but I know he'll get that done. All these tournament directors, they put their mind to it and make it happen some way or another. So that'll be fun.
I'm ready.
Really fun about that. We're gonna have you do the Chris Stout small bait, small weight. I got his weight too, his little 3/8 ounce weight.
Yeah,
We'll see if it works. Definitely can eat some food. Yeah, so I think you guys are talking about the food trucks this weekend at the Flock in Alton for the captain's meeting. That was fun. And we did the 50-50 like we talked about. How much did that end up we getting in that? How many teams? Close to 40?
The 50-50 the big fish raffle?
Yeah.
I don't know. It was 1,550 and then 50-50 was 775. So whatever.
Yeah. So Mike Mitchell got that.
Mm-hmm.
And another, I can't remember the other anglers that won the other pot. And then Joe Lunsford, thanks for dinner. He left, had the first place Calcutta. Joe Lutke got second, and third was
yeah.
third.
Mike
We
Mitchell
can't
got the
remember.
second. I can't remember right now.
Jake, first place in the Calcutta. The total cash was like 4,800 or 5,000, something like that.
I think it was 4,850. I could be way off. The first place was 2,410.
Yeah, so Joe was 2,410, and
second place got 30%, and then third was
Joe Ludke.
Mm-hmm.
And then third place was I can't remember, but I called Joe Lunsford and I said thanks for dinner. I should have made him pay for our dinner because he left.
He left his money.
You can't be leaving that kind of cash. We got to put that in the Calcutta rules.
Must be present to win.
Must be present to win, and the cash goes to dinner. That'd be tough to spend $2,400 on dinner, though.
Yeah.
I mean, there's only
it's doable, but
it's doable, but
friends.
For 8 people. Jake Nye and I had the same comment. What you talking about that must be present for the Calcutta? Tom, don't tempt me with a good time because I thought about it. No, I didn't, but it'd been cool. We could have took it to the casino and put it all on red or black. So we'd either lose it all or double it. Maybe that could be the rule. If you're not present, we take your money and we put it on red. What's your thoughts? New Calcutta rule. Yeah, Joe said that he would have made $600 if. So when he won the Calcutta, he would have made $600 with that 2,400. No, Cole, I only keep the what we win or I lose it if you're not present. You gotta be present, man. Come on. I like that too, Rusty. Yeah, Michael said getting bait sometimes is the hardest thing, hopefully, and the people selling the skipjacks made out and keep coming. And, I don't know how they do, honestly, with fuel and everything. And I know some people that kind of, didn't buy what they said they were going to buy. And that's got to be a tough business, the bait business. But, we got to take care of them. And whether it's $5 a fish, I mean, you can't go to Alabama or whatever and catch those fish. For example, this weekend, we've got good frozen bait that we bought from Americat Bait, and we're going to take a freezer and bait. And then if somebody hopefully comes Friday to sell bait at Memphis, I think Americat we'll buy 20 or so. But I'm pretty confident with good frozen bait, thawing it out. But it's tough. It's tough to try to catch it, the night before. So yeah, that's a good idea. Hopefully that they stay, Michael. All right. Anything else we got to talk about tonight?
My mom just popped on. Hello, Mom.
How do you see that?
Well, I have my phone over here because comments come up on it quicker than. Well, I've got 2 laptops here and my phone, the camera pointing at me, so I hadn't been looking up there. I've been looking down here. But the comments come up faster on my phone, so I could talk with you.
Oh. Well, the camera looks good. That's what I got propped up there for you. That's the Sony.
It's working. Yep.
We're starting to get the Sony and the Starlink, all that stuff kind of dialed in. Again, we're going to try to use Starlink this weekend. Brian's got Starlink. And the goal is during the MRM tournament, which I think that's fine in his rules. I don't have an issue with it. We're going to go live and chat back and forth and have some fun. Hopefully win the tournament. What's your PB?
Mine?
Yes. Not me.
Mine's only like, I don't even know the exact number because I don't know. I need to catch bigger, obviously. I want to say high 30s, like 37, 38.
That's a good fish. 37. I don't even know what mine is at.
Yours is more than that.
I mean, mine's 76, but it's been standing for a while. I need to beat that. I've been waiting until this weekend.
If I beat mine and you beat yours, same day though, we'll be sitting. I'd be happy.
Well, I'm 99% sure you're going to beat yours Saturday.
Well, I'm ready then. I'll be proud as a peacock.
I don't know how proud peacocks get, but I'm fine with that. My only concern is that because how we're going to be fishing, I'm just concerned that you have to be ready. Because when you get hit, it is going to just be like a freight train and you can't let it go into the wood.
I'll be ready.
I'm going to be next to you or I'm going to, grab that rod and pull it up. But yeah, my PB is 118. Other hobbies I'm Hey, back to social media. You can be whatever you want on social media. You can make a 50 and call it a 80. You always got to let the scales do the talking. You know how many people come to the scales and say, or they come and we got giants. We got well over 100 pounds and they're 50 pounds short or whatever. But there's a lot that undercut themselves too. Scott, stop it. Scott, answer this. Did you really sore lip fish before Alton? Because Jeremy Ransom let us know that you were out there sore lipping them. Rusty's on it. He's on something.
Pretty butterfly.
Michael said, I got 4 kids. Their PBs are all bigger than mine. That's awesome.
Yeah, I'll be ready to catch a big one. Because I remember when we were at Grand Lake, we caught a few, and then we were done, and we went to go reel up poles. I reeled up mine, and there was a fish on it, and I didn't even know. That's pretty bad. Oh, he's coming downstairs. Can y'all still hear me good? Let's see. I'm still good here.
Audio data.
Yep.
Can they see me?
Kind of. Rusty said my 7-year-old has a 62-pound PB blue from this spring. That's awesome. Yeah, I need to up my game. make some time to fish.
Yeah. There we go. All right, now you can hear us both.
They hear us, yeah.
Is audio good? Yep. Just drop a line in now. That's true. It's true, Dusty. Dusty, you've been doing great this year too, your team. You guys keep it up.
Yeah.
It's been great watching you guys follow the trail. We'll see you. Never Lost Anchors. Have a good night. So yeah, so that's about an hour and a half. Thanks everybody for watching. It's been a good night. Monday night, raining here in Warsaw, Illinois, which it needs to rain for the next 6 weeks, so we have some water. I'll put my order in after this. What's Rusty ordering?
An anchor.
Oh, Rusty's gonna order an anchor. Okay.
He's ordering an anchor.
You better not be dirtying the seat, girl. Hello? Hopefully, like I said, we'll be live this weekend on this boat through the Twisted Cat page. Glenn's going to run it. We'll have Brian St. Alma, Liz and I, and Charles, Coy Sneed, hopefully Roy Harkness. Have some fun, talk about fishing, maybe have some bets, and have a good time at MRM in Memphis. And then we'll see you next Monday night. We'll do this again, kind of talk over Memphis and what else we got coming up. And hopefully we see you in Tulsa. We're really excited to grow that event, grow out west like we've never been there. And then, like I said, we got a lot of big things coming up. Hopefully you get to make the championship also. So thanks to all the sponsors, all you anglers, the spectators, everybody that joins the Monday night deal. That's kind of become a big thing since we started it now, several months ago. So thanks everybody for supporting us. Have a good Monday night, rest your Monday night, and we'll see you next Monday. Hopefully get through this week and you get to go fishing. So, all righty.
Thanks, y'all.
We're out.